All right, let's talk about an absolute giant of cinema, a film that had the impossible task of following up a masterpiece. And somehow, some way, it expanded it, deepened it, and for a lot of people, even surpassed it. Today, we are diving deep into the anatomy of a legend, The Godfather Part II.
I mean, really think about that. This was the massive, monumental question facing Francis Ford Coppola. The first film was a complete story. It was, perfect. So, what do you do next? Where could you possibly go from there?
The answer? You don't just follow the rules, you shatter them. Instead of just picking up where they left off, Coppola and writer Mario Puzo did something incredibly audacious. They decided to tell two stories at the exact same time, weaving a narrative that rockets forward and flashes back all at once.
So, here's our game plan for breaking this thing down. We're going to start with that unique two-part structure. Then, we'll explore Vito's incredible rise and contrast it with Michael's tragic fall. After that, we'll see how the film brilliantly mirrors these two stories against each other, and finally, we'll talk about its unbelievable, lasting legacy.
Okay, first up, the absolute genius of The Godfather Part II is baked right into its DNA, into its structure. See, it's not just a sequel, it's also a prequel. It's like they took two completely different films and wove them together into one incredible, seamless story. The very soul of this film is split right down the middle. On one side, you've got Vito's story. This is the tale of a young immigrant in the early 1900s, literally building the Corleone family from dust. It's a story of creation, of ascent. And on the other side, we have his son Michael, 50 years later. He's an established, powerful Don, desperately trying to consolidate that same empire, but in doing so, he watches it and himself just begin to rot from the inside out. So let's start with that first timeline, the story of the young Vito Corleone, played just masterfully by Robert De Niro. This is the romantic, almost mythical origin story of the entire Corleone dynasty. Vito's journey is all about construction, about building something up. He starts as a little boy, a helpless orphan, escaping a bloody vendetta in Sicily. But in America, he slowly grows into a protector, the guy the community turns to for real justice when the system has failed them. And it's from that foundation, built on respect, that he methodically, carefully builds his empire.
And of course, that leads to this iconic line. Now, we all know it from the first film, but seeing the young Vito use it here, it shows you his unique style. It's not just about brute force. No, it's this amazing blend of charm and logic and, an undeniable underlying threat. He builds power by solving problems and earning people's loyalty.
So, here's the crucial takeaway from his half of the story. The prequel part is fundamentally about building something. It's warm, it's rich with community, and it shows you how the Corleone family became this pillar of its world, built entirely on the foundations of loyalty and, above all, family.
And then, the film cuts, and we get this chilling contrast. We go from the warm, golden-hued memories of Vito's past to the cold, sterile, almost lifeless world of his son Michael 50 years later. This isn't a story of building something. This is a story of preservation and the absolutely terrible price it demands.
Michael's journey is the tragic inverse of his father's. I mean, it's the complete opposite. He starts as the successor, already at the top, wielding this immense power. His goal is to protect the family by just ruthlessly eliminating every single threat. But every move he makes, every enemy he crushes, only pushes him deeper into this fortress of his own paranoia, until he is completely and utterly alone. And if you want to hear the sound of that fortress door slamming shut forever, this is it. It is one of the single most devastating moments in all of film history. Michael's obsessive need for absolute control leads him to destroy the one thing, the only thing, his father built this empire to protect: family itself. This isn't about community anymore. This is about control, no matter the cost.
So, while Vito's world was all about connection, Michael's is about disconnection. His story is this profound, haunting warning about how the pursuit of absolute power can just corrode a person's soul, leaving them with a kingdom of shadows and absolutely nothing else. Okay, but here's where the real magic of the film happens. Its true genius isn't just in telling two separate stories. It's in how those stories speak to each other. Coppola uses each narrative to comment on the other. They're like mirrors, reflecting and distorting each other across time. It's a conversation across decades.
I mean, just look at how differently they operate. The contrast is so stark. For Vito, business was personal. It was about building relationships. For Michael, it's cold, it's corporate. It's about managing assets. Vito earned loyalty through respect. Michael demands it through fear. And maybe most important, Vito used violence as a tool for a kind of community justice, while Michael uses it for cold, hard corporate consolidation.
And the film shows you this tragedy in one of its most powerful parallels. It's incredible. We see a young Vito, a proud father, holding his infant son Fredo. It's a moment of hope, of legacy, of future. And that is directly contrasted with the film's climax, Michael, a lifetime later, ordering the murder of that same brother. One scene is about creation, the other is about total destruction. It is a cinematic gut punch.
So, you put all of this audacious storytelling together, and what do you get? Well, you get a legacy that is, you could argue, unmatched in the entire history of movie sequels.
6. That's how many Academy Awards The Godfather Part II took home, including one for Robert De Niro and, most significantly, the big one, Best Picture.
And its achievements are just staggering. Think about this. It was the very first sequel to ever win the Oscar for Best Picture. It proved that a follow-up could be just as artistic, just as powerful as an original. It's still the ultimate masterclass in nonlinear, parallel storytelling. But honestly, beyond the awards, its real power, why it endures, is its deep, haunting exploration of family, power, and the American dream gone horribly sour. It is, without a doubt, one of the greatest films ever made.
Because in the end, the whole film leaves us with this one final, haunting question. A question that's reflected in Michael Corleone's cold, empty eyes. He won. He beat all his enemies. He secured the family's power for another generation. But in gaining the entire world, he lost everything that ever mattered, cementing his story as one of cinema's greatest tragedies.